in for Mike Gum, who was covering the Walker Valley game. Jacob, so wasn't a very good night for the local teams tonight.
It was not. Having to both teams playing defending state champions, we knew it was going to be a tough road. But really, both teams gave these very talented teams hard fights there in the first half. I know the Bradley scores 28-3, but then they started battling back 28-10. I think right now it's sitting at 35-10. Is that correct? 35-10 with about a minute left. But you're looking at a Oakland team that is undefeated, has 9 D1 guys on that side of the ball. Ole Miss running back, all kinds of players. They rotate 2 quarterbacks every play, right. Almost like a middle school offense running in from the sideline. But the most important guy on the field is fresh at all times. That's just a tough one. And then Walker Valley ran into Sevier County, who is scary that they're young. They're sophomore and juniors, so if they don't,
their quarterback's highly recruited as well.
He is. He's a 5A Mr. Football candidate for Tennessee, and he slung it around tonight. Watching that first half, Walker Valley was able to hold them to 21-7, but then the wheels just kind of came off there late and made a couple turnovers. And when you give good teams opportunities, it's hard to battle back.
So, Sevier County will now play the winner of Powell and Lincoln, who were neck and neck. It was 36-30 Lincoln County late in the third, last I checked. So, the Bradley game, which is about to go final, Oakland was up 35-10. Bradley, or I guess Oakland's going to play the winner of, actually, Blackman defeated Dobbins Bennett 28-7. So, looks like Oakland will be playing Blackman.
Yeah, I'm looking for that Powell score. It's funny because Powell jumped out early. Mm-hmm. They were up kind of how Sevier County jumped up on Walker Valley. Powell did the same thing, but then are in a dogfight. Now are trailing. Like you said, I think it was 36-30. I'm still looking. Lincoln County 39-37.
Oh,
so. That game, that's a final.
Oh, wow.
That is a final. So Lincoln County is going to advance, coming back to beat Powell. Wow.
So that's a big win for Lincoln County. And then another score of interest for this area, Maryville took on Riverdale tonight in Region 2, and Maryville came away with the win 47-18. It was close early on, but Maryville does what Maryville does, and they pulled away. Sequatchie County is up against Meigs, and Meigs is up big 42-19 in the fourth quarter. That game is probably going final now. Red Bank with Gibbs County. Red Bank was up big 34-7. That game is probably gone final as well. It was late in the fourth. Tyner Academy is all over Unicoi County, 56-28. Sale Creek is up in the fourth quarter on Rockwood, 22-14. McMinn Central is down to Giles County in Region 4, 20-6. Alcoa in Upperman, we were just talking about this, and the score now is 35-21. Alcoa. So
that game was close though, that's still a game that Upperman can come back in, but that was a 28-20. Oh, never mind. As we speak, Alcoa has just gone up 42-21. So Alcoa pulling away in that one. That was one that we were kind of shocked by. I've been to Upperman. It's a neat environment, but Alcoa being who Alcoa is, normally
right.
They're running the table. And even though they jumped up in a class, I expected them to kind of run the table in 4A too.
They should. Knox Catholic, the private schools, took on Baylor tonight, and Baylor just keeps rolling. 35-7 was the final. That's in Division II, the East Region. Boy Buchanan was shutting out Grace Christian out of Franklin, 35-0 late in the fourth. Silverdale up big on Franklin Road Academy, 28-7. And at the half, McCauley is up 14-0 over Briarcrest Christian.
I think the Macaulay's 28-7 in the third now.
28-7. So.
This one's a big one for like a region, like in Nashville, Brentwood Academy and NBA, both around that Nashville area. BA has taken it to them. They have a lead 35-0. Did we see a McMinn Central score?
McMinn Central, I've got that down here. Giles County was up 20-6 at the half. I don't have an update since the half, but
okay. Ravenwood, another really good team out of Middle Tennessee, is up 28-7 over Houston. It's crazy to think Houston made a huge deep run just a few years ago. Mm-hmm. They're in at 3-7 this year. Ravenwood 11-0, and looks like they're going to advance to 12-0 if that score stays true. But again, kind of talking about our two teams, what phenomenal seasons for both of them. Honestly, for the Bears to bounce back after, we're not even going to say a rough year, an injury-plagued year. That was a very talented Bears team that dealt with a lot of injuries and a lot of things that happened. To come back and to go 8-3, or I guess they would have been 8-2,
yep,
or 7-3, 8-2, whatever it was. They had a great season. I can't say enough about Kenyon Phelps. The kid is a stud. He runs the ball super well. Braden Carroll
really carried the offense.
Yeah. A.J. Westfield, obviously, the Cleveland transfer, going to finish his season, but one of the most dominant defensive linemen I've seen coming out of this area in a long time. A lot to hang your hat on if you're Bradley. Same with Walker Valley. Coming out early, Bradley just absolutely ran the football all over them. And it made them kind of have to find a new identity on offense and started slinging the ball around. And you see the emergence of Chase Stevens and Sawyer Boyd, and we all knew Roman Yulo's name and Luke Hayden. These two teams have a lot to celebrate. They had great years. And
they've got some good returning, specifically on defense. Bradley's defensive line still has some kids that are going to be returning next year. A lot of young kids. The Westfield kid is graduating, but and then you look at Walker Valley's defense. Braylon Beard will be back next year for his senior year. So a lot of good stuff to look forward to. I feel like on both teams, and let's don't forget about Cleveland. Cleveland, had a rough year this year, but I have no doubt that Coach Brown will get them back on track. Having a year with the kids under his program, I really feel like we'll do them some good, and I wouldn't doubt them being back in the playoffs next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Cleveland being as young, we joked, but seriously, I think they might have had like 9 kids on their program that could drive. So you think about all the kids that are returning, and we talk about in college football a lot. When a freshman is a freshman, well, by the time that the playoffs roll around or by the time that bowl seasons roll around, that kid's no longer a freshman on the football field. And so they're going to be returning a lot of guys with a lot of experience that, in today's day and age, let's just be honest, there's going to be kids coming from other places. That's just the nature of the beast that we're going to be dealing with.
Well, that really, really affected them this year. Mm-hmm. They had a ton of transfers. Bradley benefited from that. Walker Valley benefited from that as well. So, coming in to a depleted program, you got to start from the ground up, and I do feel like they got better as the year went on. But congratulations to Walker Valley and Bradley Central this year. Both had really good seasons. Drew Akins, Damon Floyd. Hats off to those two guys.
Yes, they did a great job, and I have season stats for Walker Valley and for Bradley, just not including tonight's game. So before tonight, Cunningham for Walker Valley, Cason Cunningham had 178 attempts. He rushed for over 1,000 yards, 1,129, average 6.3, and the longest he ran was a 61-yard run. Passing, Stevens completed 176 for 276. He was 63% completion rate, passed for 2,791 yards, 28 total touchdowns, and 8 interceptions.
What was the passing yard?
2,791.
Wow.
Roman Yulo had 44 catches for 831 yards. Sawyer Boyd 75 catches for 1,154 yards, and Luke Hayden had 382 yards, and then Casey Cunningham, the running back, had 271. So, great offensive season for those guys. I can get over to the defense in a minute. I'm going to go to Bradley's offensive stats, though, because they had, some Kenyon Phelps was around the 900-yard mark, so I wonder with tonight's stats if he might have breached that 1,000 yards.
I would say it'll be close. I would say he probably surpassed it, I would bet.
Yeah, so on the year rushing, Kenyon Phelps had 140 attempts. He rushed for 930 yards. So if he rushed for at least 70 tonight, he would have eclipsed the 1,000-yard season, and that was with him missing a couple games.
Yeah, because he was hurt.
Yeah. And then Braden Carroll had 66 attempts for 370, and Brady Lewis 278 yards. Let's see if we can get over to the passing. Cook completed 82 passes and 143 attempts with 945 yards, and then Braden Carroll threw for 345. Spencer McCooch had 210 yards receiving. Reggie Hubbard had 250. Braden Carroll had 415, and Brady Lewis had 149. So really respectable seasons for all of these guys, and I haven't even touched the defensive stats yet, and we both know that both of these two squads play really, really tough defense.
Well, let's go ahead and let's take our first break. We would love to hear from you on the Blitz hotline. Give Jacob and I a call. The number here is 423-614-6499. When we come back, we are going to hopefully give you some final scores updated. So give us a call once again, 423-614-6499.
ESPN Radio returns to Southeast Tennessee. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 FM is the new home of the Vols, Braves, Falcons, Bulldogs, and more of your favorite teams. Listen on air or at ESPNCleveland1013.com. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 FM.
When the classic flavors of bacon, lettuce, and tomato meet the classic goodness of Hardee's Frisco lineup, you get instant summer favorites. Introducing Hardee's Frisco BLT Angus Burger and Frisco BLT Hand-Breaded Chicken Sandwich.
Sun is shining, it's a beautiful day. Wake up, sleepyhead, get up and play. Everything's yellow, it's a beautiful sight. Sunbeam showers makes everything right. Come on now, let's get away.
Make every day brighter with the sunny southern goodness of Mayfield Dairy.
At Mermaid Mattress, we've been obsessed with helping you sleep better for over 45 years.
And as a mom of a newborn, I understand the importance of a good night's sleep.
What happened to you?
Your grandson.
This Labor Day, we have the best deals on Mermaid mattresses right here in Chattanooga.
Like our memory foam or two-sided anniversary mattress in any size for only $5.95.
And that's only at Mermaid Mattress.
Your sleep, handmade, hand-delivered.
Did you know that a large number of student athletes vape, thinking it will give them a boost in performance? But you can't play if you can't breathe. Escape the vape.
Escape the Vape is a partnership to prevent teen vaping, presented by ATS The Bridge, Bradley County Schools, and Cleveland City Schools.
Welcome to Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive excellence is our top priority. At Mountain View Nissan, we take pride in offering you the finest selection of vehicles, perfectly suited for your adventurous spirit. From powerful SUVs ready to conquer any terrain to your everyday gas-friendly commuters, we have the perfect vehicle to match your lifestyle. This is Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive dreams become reality. Visit one of our 3 locations in Dalton, Chattanooga, and Cleveland today, and let us take your driving experience to new peaks.
Friday Night Blitz. I'm Andy Jenkins here with my friend Jacob Mason. This is the Warren and Griffin Friday Night Football scoreboard. Give us a call, 423-614-6499 on the Blitz hotline. Jacob, we were just talking about, we got some updates, some final scores. You want to go over those for us?
Sure. So finals, Sevier County obviously over Walker Valley. That game ended 42-7. Bradley and Oakland. Oakland won that game 35-10. Maryville over Riverdale 47-18. Sequatchie County falls to Meigs County 49-19. Red Bank beats Gibbs 34-7. Tyner 56. How do you say that?
Unicoi.
56-28. Sales Creek over Rockwood 22-14. Currently, the only thing we can find on Gibbs and McMinn Central is 20-6 at halftime. So if you know that, give us a call. We would love to hear from you. Alcoa is currently up on Upperman 42-28 in the third. Baylor continues to roll. Do you think we're going to see another Baylor-McCallie matchup in the state?
I mean, I would bet that would be my guess.
Yeah.
And I think that region that they're in, the division, whatever it is, they have one less game than all the others.
Yeah.
In the playoffs.
Probably because of the lack of numbers in
Probably.
private school. So Baylor over Knox 35-7. Grace Christian and Franklin lose. Is that game final? I don't know. Last we looked, he had fourth, but it was 35-0. So we can safely say that Boyd Buchanan's probably going on to win that game. Silverdale was over Franklin 28-7, and then McCallie 28-7 is the last one we have. I'm going to look up that one though because I feel like I saw an update recently. So those are your scores currently in the surrounding areas and scores of interest.
While we're looking for that update, I want to get your opinion on something. The much debated forfeiture of some high school teams in the football playoffs. What's your opinion?
Yeah, I think I hate the message that you send that you're quitting on a team. That you're quit, because I think that every athlete deserves to go out there and play. With that being said, I know there are certain school systems that are not going to put that money into it. There are people out in the community that will do that. But there's also kids that at 1 in 10 don't want to go to play. So I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to make a decision for a team. I know Jacob Mason personally. If I'm coaching a 1 in 10 team, we're going to play.
Right.
That's me. You signed up for a commitment. You're going to go play, but I can't make a decision for. Yeah, I know it was at Chattanooga Central. And here's the thing: you have to live with the consequences.
Right.
Like you're out for, is it 2 years?
Yeah.
And my thing is like I would never punish a sophomore for the mistakes or the issues of a team. Some kid's senior year, whatever. So me, Jacob Mason, if I was athletic director, coach, AD over the whole district, the district leader, I wouldn't allow it to happen.
I just to me you've robbed those kids, and you're setting your football program back. I mean, who's going to want to go play for a program that you're not going to have the chance to go compete in the playoffs? And any decent players that you got, they're going to transfer out.
Yeah. And I also hate it because you're stealing an opportunity from – because let's just be honest. That team that's 1 in 10 is going to go out there and play. Probably going to be 35-0 at halftime. But then that means that a sophomore and a freshman that has worked just as hard as the juniors and seniors that are starting gets the opportunity to go get Friday night like reps. Not only that, we're talking about money.
Right.
As an athletic program, band is funded by selling waters at a game in the middle of the summer, in the middle of summer heat. Same with hot chocolate in this cold weather. Other people are affected. Ticket sales, it hurts all of athletics. We know that the major sports like football and basketball kind of drive revenue of your sports programs. And, baseball's not really a revenue sport. Cross country's not really a revenue sport. So when you have opportunities to make money,
you don't pass it up.
So I hate it for the kids, but again, don't know the situation, can't really comment on it, but I know Jacob Mason wouldn't have done it.
As an AD, if I can't remember who Chattanooga Central was supposed to be playing, but as that opposing AD, I'm upset because of what you just said. I'm losing money. I mean, I know that TSSAA takes a big chunk of the ticket sales from that, But the concessions, the parking, that's profit. That's money for your programs.
Yeah.
And I just don't know how you can look your kids and your parents in the eye and say, nah, I'm not going to do that. Because the thing is, like you just said, you as a program, there are individuals and businesses in the community that if you make a phone call, they're going to donate. You'll have the money to do the busing.
Yeah.
So
if you want to make it happen, you can make it happen. So I did find a score. It's still 28-7. Macaulay is leading that in the third quarter. CAK is down to, I don't even want, how do you think you say that?
CAK, where they at?
Right here.
Oh.
Luzanne?
Lausanne or Luzanne?
Whoever it is, they're beating CAK 28-6 at the moment. That private school, Brentwood Academy is 9-0. They could throw a wrench in all of this between that whole Macaulay and Baylor matchup. But I've watched both of those schools play, and I think you're going to see another potential matchup as long as I haven't looked at the bracket in the private school sector. But I would assume they like for that game to happen. That's a big revenue.
That's a huge revenue
driver for the TSSAA for sure. But again, Baylor won that game tonight, so they will advance 35-7 over Knox Catholic. Don't have a Brentwood and Southwind score. Southwind is 11-0 on the season, so Brentwood has their hands. They've got a tough one, hands full in their matchup tonight. Any other games of interest that we're looking at?
The big one for me is, I'm ready for the Alcoa Upperman game to go final, because like you said early on, that was a close game, and 42-28. I mean, you're still, you're 2 scores down. That's still winnable. For Upperman, but you're up against the Alcoa.
Yeah, and they just extended the lead to 49-28 in the fourth quarter. So, it looks like Alcoa is going to continue their dominance. Advancing to the next round. But I will say, Upperman gave them a scare in that first half. I bet you Alcoa wasn't really expecting to be in a dogfight like they were.
Well, and somebody. I don't know if you know Mickey Clark or not, but Mickey told me we were talking about Bradley and Oakland, and he had said, "Well, I know for certain there's only one team that can beat Oakland on Friday night, and that's Bradley, because they're the only team playing them. Yeah. So they put their pants on just like everybody else, yep. And that's why you play the game, because anything can happen." I've seen way stranger things happen.
Oh, that's true.
But unfortunately, that wasn't the hand that was dealt tonight. Bradley fell 35-10 to Oakland, but good seasons for Bradley and Walker Valley. Congratulations to the coaches and the kids. And Damon has done a tremendous job at Bradley, and Drew Akins has really done a tremendous job at Walker Valley, turning things around, making it a recognizable football program.
Well, I don't think people realize how blessed we are in this town to have, middle schools operate like high schools, and high schools operate like small colleges. Mm-hmm. They really do. Just the way that athletics is taken seriously around here, the level of coaching that we have around here, and just the leaders of young men and young women in our community. We're very, very blessed. I venture to say we're going to see all 3 of these programs kind of right back in that playoff hunt again next year. I know, I told somebody the other day, if Cleveland retains their talent, Lord, they might be one of the better teams in our area. Uh-huh. You think about A.J. Westfield, Braden Carroll, Sawyer Boyd. Like, they would have been a force to be reckoned with. So it just takes a few pieces to get back into the mix. So I think Cleveland will be right back there next year. Bradley's in the mix every year. And like you said, Drew Akins has made it the standard at Walker Valley that they're competing for a region championship, and they're trying to make a run at the playoffs.
And that's that's fun. That's, when you have that expectation going in, you don't want to be the group, the team that breaks that streak. I'm reminded years ago we had a student teacher at Lake Forest that was a Maryville graduate that played football. And so Robbie Winters asked the kid, what's the secret? Like how do you guys, year in and year out, it's like you just reload and, you're competing for these state championships. And the kid said, you don't want to be that team that breaks that streak and lowers the standard. So there's this immense pressure, and not to mention that these kids are starting at 5 years old and they go all the way up and they're running the same offense and the same defense. And so it's like a fine old machine by the time they get in high school.
Yeah, for sure. And, that's something that we're also blessed with now is all three schools have a youth league that is, starting kids young, getting them used to the game, and being coached and mentored by great men.
And they take it serious.
They do, Lord, they do. I know for someone that's just a social media watcher, but I got asked to do a PA at a youth league game, and they were offering me some big money to go up there for the day and do it. So.
It's crazy how serious they take it. But that's the passion that you find, in our area and in the South. I feel like in general with football, like it's football is life.
Yeah. And so, again, can't celebrate these two teams enough. Had great seasons, were able to accomplish a lot. I know on Walker Valley's end, a ton of different school records were broke this year. It felt like every week an offensive record was being broke. They're celebrating 25 years as a school.
Video game stats.
I know. And, something that I love, and this is how I feel. I know this is not how everybody feels, so don't punch your radio if you're listening to me. There's 1 week a year for me, or I say 1 week, 2 weeks a year where I'm not cheering for a Cleveland or a Bradley.
Yeah.
And it's when Walker Valley is playing, just because that's where a lot of the kids that I coach go on to play. I mainly like to cheer for kids' success because I've got kids that I coached at Bradley and I've got kids that I coached at Cleveland.
Right.
But, like tonight, I genuinely wanted Bradley to go up and beat Oakland. After we were done playing Cleveland early on in the season, I wanted to see Cleveland go up to Tullahoma and win. I wanted to see Cleveland go up to Farragut and win. So that's something that I do love about our community. We take it very seriously. But for the most part, when I talk to somebody, after that 1 week's over, they're looking at the success of all these young men, and they want them to be successful and go on and accomplish great things.
Well, and, being in education like we are, the reality of it is we're going to have kids at Lake Forest that go to Cleveland High School or go to Walker Valley High School. And the same way with Ocoee. Ocoee's going to have kids that go to, the other two schools. And so, it's fun to watch those kids succeed no matter where they're going. And, I take pride in that. Your coaches take pride in that they had a hand in that success. I feel like oftentimes in middle school, you don't get to see your fruits while they're there, but your hand is there, and you played a part in that.
For sure. Well, hey, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll go over these final scores one more time. There's some games that are – I'll throw one out there before we go. Giles County's starting to run away with it, 41-6 over McMinn Central. So that's a local game. But when we come back, we'll get some more of these final scores, and we will keep you updated. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hey, it's Josh with exciting news from Wholesale Supply. I want to introduce you to Piper's Picks, now available in our Chattanooga, Cleveland, and Dalton markets. Thanks to our partnership with Piper Strummett and our friends at Progress Lighting, Piper's Picks brings you the latest trends and styles in decorative lighting. Browse our curated selection in our showrooms and make lighting your project easier than ever. Visit Wholesale Supply today and discover Piper's Picks, where style meets innovation. To find out more information and a location near you, visit wholesalesupply.us for more.
You need money overnight? Check into cash. Your time is tight. .com. Bank accounts too low? Check into cash. So where do you go? .com. Do it online in a record time. It's the easy way to get money next day. Do a quick click from home at checkintocash.com. You can be sure it's secure from our bank straight to yours. Do a quick click from home at checkintocash.com. Boom, boom, ba-dum, boom.
Shopping for a great deal on a car or truck? Know this. Cleveland Ford is loaded with vehicles, over 230 in stock, all discounted. I'm talking saving up to $7,500 on new F-Series trucks and Mustang Mach-E. We have financing as low as 0% on Edge and 1.9% for 72 months on new F-150s. And as always, you get a lifetime powertrain warranty and complimentary service when you buy from us. So hurry to Cleveland Ford today because this sale ends soon, or shop us at clevelandford.com.
When the classic flavors of bacon, lettuce, and tomato meet the classic goodness of Hardee's Frisco lineup, you get instant summer favorites. Introducing Hardee's Frisco BLT Angus Burger and Frisco BLT hand-breaded chicken sandwich.
I told my son to find me the nicest place to live in Cleveland. He said, Dad, there's only one place, and that's Garden Plaza. And I moved into the patio home. Everybody knows your name from day one. And there's something to do all day long if you want to participate in it. You cannot possibly be bored at Garden Plaza. It is just great. And their food is outstanding. It's out of this world. And I'm so happy I'm here. Garden Plaza is it for me.
Cleveland Tire is ready to help your auto any way it can. We're one of the largest providers of Bridgestone and Firestone tire dealers in the area. We sell all major brand tires. We have ASE certified mechanics on staff 6 days a week. We also have a commercial truck tire center that provides 24-hour roadside service and minor mechanical repairs on site. We have built our reputation on years of quality, affordable work and tires. We pride ourselves in customer satisfaction and great service. Cleveland Tire Center.
6499. So just to kind of recap, our two local schools didn't have a good night tonight. Season ended in the playoff second round. However, have a lot of good things to look forward to. Walker Valley took the loss tonight to Sevier County 42-7. Bradley Central took the loss to Oakland 35-10. Maryville over Riverdale 47-18. Meigs County over Sequatchie County 49-19. Red Bank over Gibbs 34-7. Tyner Academy over Unicoi 56-28. Sell Creek, your final 22-14 over Rockwood. And Giles County, right before the break, we made note that they were kind of running away with it. Do you remember that?
I want to say it was 42-6. Let me go.
So they were, it was late in the fourth, I think. So they were in Region 4. And Alcoa was running away 49-28 over Upperman as well.
Yeah, Science Hill and Green Hill are still in a big game. They're 28-28. Green Hill is 9-2, and Science Hill is 8-3. So that's a big one still going on. Alcoa 49-28 still in the fourth quarter is what I've got. Silverdale 42-13 over Franklin Road Academy. That's in the fourth quarter. Let's see, McMinn Central 41-6. I was close. So some games that are starting to become final. But to give nods to both of our schools, if you're in the final 16 in 5A or 6A, you're two pretty good ball clubs. And we got to watch them all season long go out and play really good seasons and defeat really good teams. There was Walker Valley kind of went on a slide there at the end. Really probably should have ended the season 9-1, but went down and got beat by a Sequatchie team that honestly I thought they had a kid that looked a lot like AJ. he could move some bodies around. And then Bradley lost that one early to McMinn. I'm sure that's one they wish they could have back, and I think if they did, it would be a completely different ball game.
Right. That was a tough loss for Bradley. That was the opening game, I think.
Yeah, that's actually because normally I do the Walker Valley radio. My wife is very pregnant, and I couldn't make it the 2.5 hour trip just in case something happened. So I'm filling in for Jim here. But I got to go to the Bradley game. And, when I watched that game, I thought, my good, everybody was complaining like, oh, these offenses are terrible. I'm like, do y'all see the boys that are out there playing defense? It's not that these offenses aren't good. It's just that you've got two teams that are ready to run through a brick wall and hit somebody. And not to mention
I think Walker Valley also, like, their preseasons were cut a little short because of cancellations because of weather. So,
yeah.
And it's particularly football, it's all about live snaps. In practice, when your varsity team, your starters are taking snaps against the second string, it's not the same as playing a scrimmage game against starters and starters. So
yeah, this may be a first ever for the Blitz, but I'm gonna throw out a Lil Wayne quote. Repetition is the father of learning, and you've got to get those reps, man. You got to have the live reps, and that's when these young kids grow up quick. And really, that's when you, as a team, to have a chemistry. You think about guards pulling and letting blocks develop, and all of those little things. Those don't happen unless you're seeing live competition. You can do it in practice, but until you start seeing it and getting a feel for the game, it's hard to replicate. So that was a tough one for Bradley. Obviously, we know what Maryville is. Year in and year out, they're just a very, very good ball team. Did they lose any other games?
Maryville, they lost.
Who were Bradley's losses? Bradley
lost to Maryville.
McMinn,
and there's one more.
Oak Ridge, 7-10. That was a really close game, and we know, at the time Oak Ridge was the 9th ranked team in the state. So again, the teams that Bradley lost to, all very formidable.
And Oak Ridge bumped up this year too, right? I think so.
Yeah, and so very, very good teams, and they played very, very well all season. Again, Walker Valley, after losing to Bradley, kind of found an identity and went on to beat McMinn in a boat race.
I think we got a call. Hello, caller. You're on the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz.
I just want you to know, I know your Patriots are 8-2, 9-2. They still lost to my Pittsburgh Steelers.
Hey, it's not where you start; it's how you finish. You need to remember that. So, hey, Ricky, tell us a little bit about the Bradley game tonight.
Well, I think they would walk out on the field a little bit before pregame, and you look at Oakland, and they are what they say they are. There's D1 commits all over the field, the size, the speed. I mean, they have wide receivers about 6'5", 200-something pounds. They're probably running 4.3. They're unbelievable. So it was an uphill climb for us, and we do that. But I'll tell you what, our kids battled and laid the wood and battled. And there were a couple times where we gave them short field and they scored pretty quickly. But those kids they fought, and that's all you can ask for.
How did Phelps end up?
I think he had about maybe 10 attempts for around 80 yards or so.
Oh, okay. So he broke 1,000 for the year then.
I guess. I don't know.
Jacob had the stats. He was at 930 for the year. So that was before this game. So.
It's pretty close wherever it is, but our players made plays, and we should have. It should have been closer than what it was. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Honestly, you're looking at around 28-17 ball game, but we gave them short field position a few times going forward on fourth down, not converting, and then turning the football over there on a punt that went off the back, some more of our kids' back. So they fought, they competed, proud of them. They were emotional after the game, as you would expect all players to be. But that football team that we just played, it's top 30. Right, so they're going to eventually be state champions.
RC, when I think about the Walker Valley game tonight, the one thing that I felt like when I was watching it, that the advantage, their defensive line was just able to create pressure in Walker Valley and kind of hurry Chase Stevens up. And then obviously they had some athletes out wide. What do you think the difference maker between Oakland? I know we know the athletes. Was it the speed? Was it the amount of pressure that they were able to get on Bradley? What was the...
Yeah, they only had one sack. So we moved the field up and down on them all night. The issue was we went for it on fourth down. We didn't go for field goals. We knew we had to score points. So, and sometimes they just didn't get that 3 or 4 yards. They needed to get the first down. So defensively for Oakland, that they could, now the linebackers could fill the gaps really fast. And, but defensive line-wise, they weren't, anything that I don't think we haven't seen before. But for them, offensively, the fast pace, the super fast pace, the misdirection, the speed at wide receiver, the quarterback to throw at 70 yards on a beautiful run. I mean, it was just a beautiful ball. They got 2, they rotate in and out every series.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just, it's like a little college game out there, which in reality it is.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask, how that 2 quarterback system went. How do you feel like how do you feel like they were able to move so quickly and move at a fast pace with running 2 different guys in and out?
I think it's speed. I think they would have a quarterback on the sideline. He would come off the field. They would tell him to play basically immediately before the next play was ran, so that he would just run out on the field. And that may not have been every play. It could have been every 2 or 3. But I'm telling you, I have never seen nothing like that. I have never seen a team like that in high school. They were unbelievable. Size, speed. I mean, I feel like a broken record, but I just can't emphasize. You've got kids out there getting looked at by Ohio State, Ole Miss commit, Tennessee commit.
How do they compare to like a Maryville?
They're going to kill them. I'm sorry, I'm just being blunt.
Right.
They're going to beat them by at least 14 to 21 points, if that. It may be more. It's just, I think we matched up well with them just because of our D-line.
Mm-hmm.
And we were able to kind of stop the run a little bit and force the kid and quarterback to use his legs. And, of course, he threw some beautiful passes, too. But, I think matchup-wise, Bradley probably matched up better to him than because we were able to run the football, control the clock, and keep the score down to 35. And I think Maryville tries to play the same type of offense, kind of what Oakland does. So, and I'm sure it's different, but I think just the speed and the pace. So I think it'll be a high-scoring game, but I think Oakland's with their athletes are just going to blow them out.
Well, RC, we've kind of talked about the wrapping up of both of these teams' seasons. What would you like to say about Bradley's season? We've been nothing but complimentary. What a bounce back year. I'm not even gonna call it a tough year last year. I called it an injury plagued year. They were a very talented ball team. They just were snake bitten. And then bouncing back and competing the way that they did and fighting the way they did. What are your final thoughts on the Bears season this year?
Yeah, I think it was, again, after last year, you talk about the injuries. Everybody knows what happened. I even talked to some guys at Walker Valley and kind of felt like last year it just didn't feel right after the win, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't a field win. I mean, I know you always want to beat your rival, but if Bradley was playing Walker Valley and Walker Valley wasn't, 100%, I don't think that win would feel, filling. So I think it was just one of those things like, hey, let's just get back to who we are. Let's run the football and get back to our identity that Coach Floyd has done so well for 20 years. And, he's been consistent. And I think that's a big thing you got to have in high school is a consistent head coach with an established culture and identity. And they just got back to true to who they were. And, and I also want to give credit to Walker Valley too, man. Like the way that they flipped the script there after the Bradley game, I do think it would be a little bit of a different game if they kind of they didn't figure out their identity based
Yeah.
You know, early on in the season, it's hard for teams to kind of, you know, they don't have preseason games. They don't have, you know, things to prep like that. So it takes some time, and both of those squads did a really good job this year. And they should hold their heads up high because they represented our county well.
Well, on another note, are you and Gary, are y'all stopping at Raising Cane's or Whataburger?
Well, listen, I told you I'm on this shot, man. So, you know, I haven't been too hungry. I've had one cheeseburger today. That's it. And I just got some Chex Mix. But, you know, we just stopped at the gas station. We got snacks. So.
Hey, so what was the setup? Did they have you in a press box or what?
Yeah. So we were up in the press box. They had, there was 3 different sections in the press box, and they were all enclosed. They had doors where you could close. You couldn't hear the guys beside you.
A lot better than last week.
It was pretty nice. Yeah. But the windows were giving us some fits, opening and closing, and yeah, it was okay. I mean, I think we have some. I think our facilities in Bradley County are nicer at our high schools. I mean, Oakland's a nice place, but we're lucky down there to have what we have at our 3 schools.
Well, Dolly Parton built the stadium that Walker Valley played in tonight, and Walker Valley's broadcast team was out amongst the people with the train horns. I don't know if you got to hear any of that, but it sounded
crazy.
I legitimately, when I first started watching it, RC, I was like, there must be a train in the background, like passing by. You know, they must be by the tracks or something.
There you go.
Yeah, but them and Steve were out in the elements.
We were able to go up there in Lake Forest and play them, and you know, they shouldn't rename that press box to Anakisa. That's how high it is up there.
Jim said it was snow-capped.
Snow-capped.
Crazy, but no, they were both really successful this year, and you know, I think everybody knows Cleveland will be back eventually. But you know, when you run into buzzsaws like that, it's eventually you know that both teams were going to have to run into them, and it just so happened to be in the second round this time.
Yeah, and you know, something that you alluded to earlier with Bradley, like they went out there and they fought and they left it out on the field, and watching the Walker Valley game and listening to Andy and them, it sounded like the Mustangs did the same. And as long as you can walk off that field knowing that you did everything you could, and if the cards didn't fall in your favor, they just didn't fall in your favor tonight. So I know here back at the station we are both proud of all 3 teams, but the 2 teams especially that were playing tonight and the efforts that they put out there.
I know Andy's starving to death right now. I'm sure there's other callers. So I'm going to let you guys get to it. And congratulations on a successful year.
Well, hey, be safe on your way back, and thanks for calling.
Coach, we have All Pro Dad in the morning?
We do, at 9 a.m. I'm not cooking in the morning, though, because I'll be at the wrestling tournament, but I think Mr. Winters has, I think Hardee's is donating some.
ESPN Radio returns to Southeast Tennessee. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 FM is the new home of the Vols, Braves, Falcons, Bulldogs, and more of your favorite teams. Listen on air or at ESPNCleveland1013.com. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 FM.
Imagine a truck that doesn't just own the road, it dominates it. It's not just about the destination, it's about the journey. And our new GMC Sierra is elevating every moment of that journey for me. It's not just a truck, it's a lifestyle. Don Ledford didn't just sell me a truck. They saw the lifestyle I wanted, and they found me that truck.
"20 years later, we've grown in many ways, but never out of that same customer-first heart to serve. Doing the right thing simply because it's right will earn your business the right way every day, every year, offering permanent steel roofing and siding at competitive prices, keeping promises, staying on time for both deliveries and pickups, making things right when we come up short. Partners like you are the reason Best Buy Metals exists."
Thank you for the opportunity to serve you.
Come see us.
Love supporting local? Then you'll love shopping with Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Cleveland, your hometown dealer. We're happy to be part of this community and proud to serve you with the better way to buy and service. Plus, during the Make This the Summer event, you can drive new Ram trucks for as low as $45,000. And we'll deliver yours to your door. Visit your hometown dealer today, Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Cleveland, the better way to buy and service.
ESPN Radio returns to Southeast Tennessee. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 FM is the new home of the Vols, Braves, Falcons, Bulldogs, and more of your favorite teams. Listen on air or at ESPNCleveland1013.com. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 FM.
When the classic flavors of bacon, lettuce, and tomato meet the classic goodness of Hardee's Frisco lineup, you get instant summer favorites. Introducing Hardee's Frisco BLT Angus Burger and Frisco BLT Hand-Breaded Chicken Sandwich.
Sun is shining, it's a beautiful day. Wake up, sleepyhead, get up and play. Everything's yellow, it's a beautiful sight. Sunbeam showers makes everything right. Come on now, let's get away.
Make every day brighter with the sunny southern goodness of Mayfield Dairy.
At Mermaid
Football scoreboard, give us a call, 423-614-6499. Before the break, we're having some difficulties. Hopefully we have those all cleared up now. And I think we got some we have a college football update.
Still 20-19 under 2 minutes. I actually just accidentally clicked off of that, and I'm trying to figure out how to get back to it. But before I clicked off of it, it was 20-19.
Clemson over Louisville.
Clemson over Louisville right now. I believe that Oregon and Iowa are playing as well. I just don't know if they have started yet. I think that might be a West Coast game out there in Oregon. No, not Oregon, Iowa. Oregon and Iowa played last week. Oregon and Minnesota is 28-6 at halftime. So Louisville has the ball, driving 2nd and 17 with 1 minute and 52 seconds left. Again, if you're just joining us, Walker Valley fell tonight against Sevier County 42-7, and Bradley fell to Oakland 35-10. Both of those teams, unfortunately, running into them in the second round, they're both defending state champions. And if we're being honest, I think Oakland has a really, really, really good shot to go back-to-back. But I think that Sevier County does as well. And that's scary for a Sevier County team that was very junior and sophomore heavy.
Right. Sevier County, I think, going into the game was 10-1, I think. Do you know who their one-loss was?
Grace Christian.
Okay. And Oakland was 11-0. So, I think they are the teams to beat. Great programs. Maryville was your final tonight with the W against Riverdale, 47-18. Meigs County defeats Sequatchie County 49-19. Red Bank over Gibbs 34-7. Tyner over Unicoi 56-28. Sail Creek 22-14 over Rockwood. And Giles County I'm pretty sure that's gone final now. Over McMinn Central, 41-6. Alcoa and Upperman, I believe, is probably gone final as well. It was 42-28. Baylor final against Knox Catholic, 35-7. Boy Buchanan, Grace Christian out of Franklin. That game has gone final as well, 35-0. Silverdale Academy was up 42-13 over Franklin Road Academy, and McCauley over Briarcrest Christian, 28-7.
That one finaled at 41-14.
McCauley?
Yep. So McCauley advances to the playoffs. Baylor does as well. We've talked about it on the show tonight. A very good chance that you see a matchup. And did you get a chance to watch that game, the Baylor-McCauley game?
I did not.
So I actually, normally I'm on the calls on Friday nights, had to take the family to Disney, and was stuck in an airport. And so I was watching the Walker Valley game and flipping over to the Baylor game. And Baylor and McCauley just threw punch after punch after punch, just like Walker Valley and East Ham did that week. So, that game, if it ends up going to the state championship again, which is in the beautiful city of Chattanooga nowadays, which is awesome. Also, some middle school sports are going to be moving to Chattanooga. I heard baseball and softball are making the move over there. So Chattanooga is having the opportunity to host a lot. If we're being quite honest, wrestling should be.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're looking at Bradley, Cleveland, Walker Valley, the programs that they have, but then McCauley and Baylor. I think that's another championship that Chattanooga should have the chance to host. I know me and Andy have talked about that, and they used to. But a lot of these really good teams are going to be making the drive to Chattanooga here shortly. Alcoa was a final at 49-28 over Upperman. Science Hill and Green Hill went final. Green Hill won that game 35-28, so Green Hill pulled away late there and won. Giles County finaled at 41-6 over McMinn. Columbia and Knox Central are one of the final games left playing. Knox Central is up 31-28. So there's been a lot of pretty good, a lot of close games. Been a lot of blowouts, but also a lot of really close games here in this round of state. One of the big ones that we talked about earlier, Lincoln County and Powell. Powell jumped out to an early lead, but Lincoln County able to come back and win that game 39-37. So a lot of really good games. Unfortunately for the two home teams, their rounds will stop at the round of 16. But when you're one of the final 16 teams in your division, you've got a pretty good ball club.
Absolutely. Score update on the Silverdale Academy, Franklin Road Academy. Silverdale 49, Franklin Road 19.
So a lot of these games coming to a final. And really, we haven't talked about it, but this is the bookend of the Blitz as well.
This will be it.
Yep.
I have my Friday nights back.
That is true. That is
Possibly.
true. My wife is excited about that one for sure. But as always, that's something that it comes with the job, but we have a very awesome opportunity to highlight young men from Cleveland, from Bradley, and from Walker Valley, and sharing their successes and their triumphs, but also in their tough moments like tonight. But we get to lift them up and celebrate them and their achievements, because really, again, we've talked about a lot about Walker Valley and Bradley tonight, but Cleveland, the fact that they showed up week after week after week and stayed in these competitive ball games where they fought and they fought and they fought, it's a testament to the kids, it's a testament to the coach, and the culture that they're building over there as well.
Boy Buchanan game did go final, 35-0 over Grace Christian out of Franklin. So I think all of our games have gone final.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have some final thoughts, and we're going to call it a night. Give us a call, 423-614-6499. We'll be back in just a moment.
Did you know that a large number of student athletes vape, thinking it will give them a boost in performance? But you can't play if you can't breathe. Escape the vape.
Escape the Vape is a partnership to prevent teen vaping, presented by ATS The Bridge, Bradley County Schools, and Cleveland City Schools.
Welcome to Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive excellence is our top priority. At Mountain View Nissan, we take pride in offering you the finest selection of vehicles, perfectly suited for your adventurous spirit. From powerful SUVs ready to conquer any terrain to your everyday gas-friendly commuters, we have the perfect vehicle to match your lifestyle. This is Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive dreams become reality. Visit one of our 3 locations in Dalton, Chattanooga, and Cleveland today, and let us take your driving experience to new peaks.
Hey, it's Josh with exciting news from Wholesale Supply. I want to introduce you to Piper's Picks, now available in our Chattanooga, Cleveland, and Dalton markets. Thanks to our partnership with Piper Strummett and our friends at Progress Lighting, Piper's Picks brings you the latest trends and styles in decorative lighting. Browse our curated selection in our showrooms and make lighting your project easier than ever. Visit Wholesale Supply today and discover Piper's Picks, where style meets innovation. To find out more information and a location near you, visit wholesalesupply.us for more.
You need money overnight? Check into cash. Your time is tight. .com. Bank accounts too low? Check into cash. So where do you go? .com. Do it online in a record time. It's the easy way to get money next day. Do a quick click from home at checkintocash.com. You can be sure it's secure from our bank straight to yours. Do a quick click from home at checkintocash.com. Boom, boom.
Shopping for a great deal on a car or truck? Know this. Cleveland Ford is loaded with vehicles, over 230 in stock, all discounted. I'm talking saving up to $7,500 on new F-Series trucks and Mustang Mach-E. We have financing as low as 0% on Edge and 1.9% for 72 months on new F-150s. And as always, you get a lifetime powertrain warranty and complimentary service when you buy from us. So hurry to Cleveland Ford today, because this sale ends soon, or shop us at clevelandford.com.
When the classic flavors of bacon, lettuce, and tomato meet the classic goodness of Hardee's Frisco lineup, you get instant summer favorites. Introducing Hardee's Frisco BLT Angus Burger and Frisco BLT Hand-Breaded Chicken Sandwich.
I told my son to find me the nicest place to live in Cleveland. He said, Dad, there's only one place, and that's Garden Plaza.
Welcome back to the
And I
Hardee's
moved
Friday
into
Night
the
Blitz.
patio
I'm Andy
home.
Jenkins. I'm here with Jim.
Everybody knows your name from day one. And there's something to do all day long if you want to participate in it. You cannot possibly be bored at Garden Plaza. It is just great. And their food is outstanding. It's out of this world. And I'm so happy I'm here. Garden Plaza is it for me.
7. Oakland wins 35-10 over Bradley Central High School, excuse me. Maryville 47, Riverdale 18. Sequatchie County falls to Meigs County 49-19. Red Bank 34 over Gibbs 7. That is final. Tyner, you're gonna have to say that one for me again. I keep on.
Tyner and
Unicoi. Tyner wins that one handily, 56-28. Boy, Tyner's got a good team this year, don't they?
They do. They're good. I believe they got some transfers from Chat Prep.
Sales Creek over Rockwood 22-14. McMinn Central falls to Giles 41-6. Alcoa was in a tight one early with Upperman. At one point, I believe it was 28-21 or maybe 28-28, but they end up winning that game 49-28. Baylor over Knox Catholic 35-7. Boyd Buchanan 35-0 over Grace Christian and Franklin. Silverdale 49 over Franklin Road Academy. They scored 19. And then McCauley 41 over, how do you say there? Briarcrest?
Briarcrest Christian.
Briarcrest Christian 41-14. So all those games are final. A lot of really good games tonight. There's about to be another one that's about to come final, but in the college football world, Clemson is over Louisville 20-19. Louisville still has the football. I'd be interested to see where they're at. They're getting the ball back with 30 seconds left. So we'll see how that goes. See if they can try to get in field goal range and win a ball game. But If not, Clemson's going to win that. For those who haven't heard, YouTube TV is back, baby. Them and Disney have come to an agreement and will be back on air tomorrow. So your boy will have 8 different games rolling again on the televisions.
A lot of happy football fans.
For sure, for sure. Well, any final thoughts on the season for Bradley and Walker Valley?
I mean, I think they had great seasons. Nothing to be ashamed of. They both lost to probably eventual state champions. So great. They have a lot of good things to look forward to next year. So it'll be here before you know it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we'll blink and we'll be talking about it again soon. But, for all 3 schools, very blessed to have men of character that are coaching them. We're very blessed in this town. For the 2 teams that played tonight with Walker Valley and Bradley, congratulations on a phenomenal season, both advancing to the final 16 teams in state. You can hold your head up high and know that you were a very, very good ball club. And as always, we feel very honored and blessed that we get to highlight these young men in our community and put them on a pedestal where they should be because they work very, very hard for a long time. A lot of sweat, a lot of tears, a lot of emotions. And so to all the seniors, we tip our caps to you. Thank you for supporting your schools by going out there and putting it on the line for them.
Yes, sir.
Well, all right. Well, hey, we're going to bookend this season.
All right. For myself and Jacob, hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Watch lots of college football on YouTube TV.
Yes, sir.
And we'll see you again next season.